Okay, so I'm filming a frog tips video real quick, and then I'm gonna go frog and I'm gonna go catch some fish, and I'm gonna prove to you what I'm doing isn't just some made-up junk I saw online, and I thought it'd be fun to make a little video and get some likes and whatever. This is real stuff. I've made this video like 10-15 times now, and every time I keep trying to make it, it's either too long or whatever, so I'm just gonna get at the point, go as fast as I can, try and get everything done. Setup, easy, got 3 of them, they're amazing. This is a DAIWA Tatula. I have 2 of these 8-foot Powells, I have 3, 2 with Tatulas, 1 with the DAIWA Fuego, all are 8-to-1 gear ratios, and I throw 65-pound braid just about every single time when I frog. There's no point to throw anything lighter than that, especially if you're going to throw big gear like this and target really big fish and not want to play games with fish. If you want to go catch big fish, you want to do it right, you want to do it efficiently, this is the way to go. Easy. This is a brand new rod, just got in the mail, gonna go use it. I've broken all my other Powells, I've used them forever, they're awesome. This is an 8-foot Powell Endurance, and I love the grips on the rod, love everything. It's an awesome rod. They got the best. This is by far, for me, I'm filming on, by the way, my phone and a GoPro. The phone's gonna go on my Instagram, and then that'll go on my YouTube with this. So I'm at 1:20. I gotta try and make this in 10 or 15 or whatever it is. So this right here, this little guy, awesome for frogging, awesome for weedless stuff, you know, flipping baits. You don't want to be unhooking your plastic just to put it on a hook guard and keep it. The whole point is for that to be easy and, you know, whatever. So the design on these rods is awesome, amazing. Everything about them is perfect. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not given any of this junk. I buy this and it's awesome. That's why I buy this. So 8-to-1 gear ratio, 65-pound braid. This is just Fitzgerald braid. It's just because that's all I had laying around left. I'd gone through all the DAIWA braid. I'd used through all the LYN braid that I had. Like, everything I have is just you know, diminishing. I'm running out of tackle and line. I'm using this stuff all the time. So this is my go-to frog rod, flipping rod, everything. It's beef stick, just pure power, awesome. Here's the specs. 8-foot mag heavy fast action lure rating is 3/4 to 2 ounce, 17 to 25 pound test, or 50 to 80 pound braid. Punching, flipping, and swimmers, awesome rod, end of story. You don't need anything else. It's, you know, I live in Florida, so I frog all the time. I've frogged since I was a little dude on all these ponds. I've thrown a jillion different frogs. By far the best frog I found is BOOYAH. And like, then again, they don't give me any of this stuff either. This is trial and error frogging. All these tips are stuff I've done. I haven't gone and looked on the internet and seen what I could find and whatever. Like, this is just real, honest fishing, technical technique stuff I do. So, anyways, I'm gonna show you how, the actual stuff I do to the frogs to make them work well. For the prime, the best hookup ratios, everything, without messing with the integrity of the frog hooks or anything like that. First of all, there are 2 different styles of BOOYAH frogs. You're gonna be like, oh, that's obvious. There's a BOOYAH Pad Crusher Junior, a BOOYAH Pad Crusher, a bigger and a smaller. No, there are 2 different styles of a BOOYAH Pad Crusher. The big one. There are 2 different styles. They have an older version and a newer version. They might not tell you that. You can't buy them different. You can't select it. Their older version. Here's how you tell the difference. This has got really big hooks on it. Okay, the hook gap is amazing on the older ones. And these are the newer ones. Much smaller hook gap. Okay. And this actually has the line trick I do on the front here. It's got the little braid thing. No. Now, by putting this on here, it prevents your frog from sliding back and going over the hooks and creating, what'll happen is when you set the hook really hard with braid, because how I'll fish this is I'll fish entirely lockdown drag. You'll see whenever I go fish in a bit, if I can get some bites, you'll see what I'm talking about. Set the hook super hard, lockdown drag, everything, and you have no problems. Your rod and your reel do all the work for you, and it's amazing. So, but by putting this line trick I'm going to show y'all on the front, it keeps the frog from sliding back under the hooks and preventing a hookup. And just burying into the frog. You can fish them straight out the pack. They're gonna deteriorate much quicker. With without that tip and whatever, but I'll show you how I do it. I've never seen anybody else do it. I'm sure somebody else has got this magical story about how they figured out. Like me, I was on Okeechobee, caught 15 frogfish in a row, not some guesstimate number. I caught 15 in a row, and then I missed like 2 or 3. And I said, so what just changed? Because if you go 15 in a row and then you miss a couple, something changed in that period of time that's changing your ratio. And what happened was the front of the frog was splitting, and it wanted to slide down too easy, and it let me know that what was going wrong with a lot of frogs is they want to slide back. Something with that, to that effect, was causing, missed hookups, or missed fish or whatever. So I fixed it on the water and then caught like 3 more in a row, and I knew I solved the problem and had a huge, awesome, helpful tip that I figured out. So these are all crunched because they've been in my bag. I got a pile of them. They're laying all over the place. I'm gonna fish a white one today because bass have been on shad. They're gonna want more of a color like that, I think. But I'm gonna get these rigged up. So this is the older style. Like I was talking about, there's 2 different styles. You can't buy and select whatever. Whenever I see the older style, I buy every single one of them. And I used to think that the newer one with the smaller hook gap wasn't going to hook up whatever. It's awesome. Just set the hook really hard, you're good. They designed these to catch fish. You don't need to bend the hooks. You don't need to play with all that. You're just destroying it. The whole point of this frog is to be a weedless frog. You want the frog to do its job, get through cover really well, and it should be on you to hook the fish with the rod you have. So that's why I choose an 8-footer. That's why I go crazy. There's no point in throwing anything smaller. You can cast farther. You get a much better hook set, and you can horse fish. You can control them. So I'm actually going to rig up the one I'm going to throw today. I do this to every single frog that I throw before I throw them, or I'll have them pre-rigged. I broke off a bunch recently, so I don't have a pile left laying around rigged up. This will be the one I'll probably start fishing today. It's got a white bottom and everything. I typically fish a cricket frog, which is this color. This one's split on the bottom real bad right now, and it's just beat up. So I'm going to be throwing a newer one. First thing I do is, these scissors are kind of trash, but I'll trim the legs. People will fold them up and measure them to the tip. I just eyeball it. Wow, these scissors are trash. So here, I'm gonna grab a new pair of scissors. I'll be right back. All right, so sorry about that. Got scissors. Here's what you're gonna want to do. You're gonna want to measure up your frog here. You're gonna trim your legs down a little. Cut them straight across. And the reason that you do that is you don't want a whole bunch. To say it simply, the fish, what you want the bass to have in his mouth is this right here. All this is cute, funny, whatever, but it's not going to catch a fish. You have to have this in his mouth. So the less you can have of this, not too small, you want it to look good, but the less you can have of this, and the more focused you can keep the bass on this part of the frog, the more fish you're going to catch. If it's clear water and fish are short striking, they're coming up and they're just swatting at the tail and whatever, you're going to miss fish. They'll literally pop it from the back and pull the frog down like this. I've had it happen before. You are going to catch the most fish if you trim these down just a little bit. Take about maybe an inch off. You want it to look like a really good frog. Still want it to have a good action. And this frog will walk just like this. You don't have to tamper with it. Learn how to work a rod tip. You're a-okay. So I'll trim these. I'm going to show you the line trick real quick, and I don't want to break. I think it's either 10 or 15 minutes Instagram allows me, and the last one was 30 minutes long, and I'd love to put that one up, but it's way too long. It goes way more in depth, and it really talks about all this detail. Okay, so you're going to grab a nice little section of braid here. Also, what you want is Loctite super glue. This stuff is amazing. It's called liquid clear, whatever, super glue. This stuff is bad to the bone. I always have it with me. I buy a jillion of them and I use them, all of them. They're awesome. So what you're gonna do, there's a little baby lip on this frog that this line will catch on. Sometimes it's really hard to get it on there, other times it's not. Who knows? Every frog's different, but we shall see. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm going to do to get this frog with the line trick, okay? I just did it to the frog before this because this braid's kind of trash for this. I use 65 all the time. I usually use DAIWA J braid. It's a whole lot softer for this thing. But I just tried to do it and didn't want to tie the knot very well and whatever. It's got way too much of a memory to it is what I'm saying. But anyways, typically go through 3 times, so when you get it tight, it doesn't want to unloosen or loosen up on you. It'll stay in place. a whole lot better. I'm gonna hold my line. You won't be able to see as well because it's a dark colored frog. Don't know what to tell you. You want to hold that there. Tighten with one hand. Hold the other in your mouth. You gotta get to catch on this little lip. There's a little small lip. Awesome. Okay. So it's tightened down on the little lip. It's not gonna focus. I don't know what to tell you. But there we go. Okay, so it's tightened on the lip. It'll keep the frog from sliding back. You know, really help your hook ratio. I'm gonna go to the bottom, do one hand overhand, and then go to the top and do two, and then finish it off. It'll create a little bit of a bigger collar to hold it there. Won't want to rip as easy. Everything's a whole lot better. If you've ever done anything with spear gun bands, and you know how you tie those to keep stuff from sliding through. It's the same concept, just on a frog. So, you know, outdoor stuff influences each other. And what this will do, I'll show you in a second, it's going to create a much bigger collar when I do that many knots. It's going to create a nice, awesome collar. When I cut it and I super glue it with this awesome super glue here, it won't go nowhere. So then I'll take my super glue, put it right on the knot, and around the whole edge, and then I'll wipe it off before it dries to the frog and cracks. It'll start splitting and junk like that sometimes. So I get it where I want it, wipe off the excess to where what stays will be in the little baby slot that we made. And as you can see, it's going to sink down into there, and it's going to be a awesome little technique to do. It's going to hold your front of your frog in place. Hope you can see that. So this one is actually not the one I just destroyed, and it's another one, so I'm going to cut the legs again. You gotta get used to doing this and do this all the time. So this is another color I like. Like I said, I like the cricket frog more, but this is the majority of the frog trick you're gonna do. This dude right here, cutting the legs, don't bend this. The differences in the two frogs, you know, the other short, smaller gap hook and the bigger gap hook, 65-pound braid, how you fish it, you're going to want to keep your rod tip at an angle. And hopefully this video made 15 minutes, not too long. I do a double uni on these. I don't even know if this is a real knot. I started doing this with 15-pound fluoro after I broke off on a fish in a hydrilla field on a speedworm on Toho. And ever since, for you know, when I want extra confidence and beef up a knot, this is what I do. It's like a Palomar, except it's something I trust a whole lot more than just some cheesy one little knot. So, and you know, I have pretty strong fishing opinions, so I'm sure I'm gonna catch some hate on this. And you know, there's a million different ways you can skin a cat, or whatever the saying is for that. So I'm sure people have things that work, but I've tried them, and all I will say is, from what I found, if you want to do it legit and you want to do it well, this is how you do it. So, double uni, go through 3 times, because that's since it's doubled, it's the equivalent of going through 6 times if it was a single. So you only gotta go through 3 if it's a double. That's what I'll standardly do. Once you tighten each individual tag end, I slice it with just a little bit of room. Like that. Good to go. Nice beefed up knot. It won't go nowhere. And that is a war zone frog. You can take that dude through anything you want, set the hook as hard as you want, and play with whatever size fish you want, and it's gonna do its job. So hopefully this frog video can teach you something. It's not like this is the only way to frog. People have a million other ways they do it. Go watch someone throw a 7.2 rod. It can be done. There's a million different ways you can do it. But what I will say is, a whole lot of people that throw rods like that haven't tried throwing a bigger rod or tried to get used to it. There's a very, very, very clear difference. I'm telling you, it helps. So that's my opinions. That's what I have to say. I'm sorry this video seems like so harsh and straightforward, but I've filmed it like 20 times now, and I'm just trying to cram it in a little thing, and I just want to get to the point and be done. So that's what I have to share. Hopefully you enjoy it, and let's go catch some frogfish. Okay, a little bit of an overview of what I got going on. Here's the exact frog I'm throwing in. The exact frog I'm throwing, the exact rod it's on a Powell Endurance. 65-pound braid on here. It's all the 65 I had left. It's typically a DAIWA Dre braid or the LYN braid I really like. I gotta get some heavier stuff in that. I like the color. It's a black color. It comes in the package black, so it's awesome. But this is the setup I'm throwing, and I'm gonna go to the pond ASAP. Got all the drag locked down and stuff, and we'll see if we can't get this job done. Okay, so I'm hoping this GoPro's at the right angle. I'm gonna start over here, and I'm literally gonna be like sprint frogging. So typically I take my time, I get some real good bites, and I don't miss fish, but I'm gonna be like sprinting. And I haven't touched this frog rod in a couple weeks because it hasn't been the right conditions, but we're gonna hope we can get something done. Here's how I fish this. Not the walking action I'm gonna explain to you, but I fish this frog with lockdown drag. So what that means is you don't tighten it and then check it. You just turn this right here. You turn it until you cannot turn it anymore. And it's very hard to turn and you're afraid you're gonna break the reel. And then you leave it and you don't touch it. And you hold your rod a little bit off to the side. And when you get bit, you set your hook. And I still haven't even caught a fish on this exact frog rod yet. It's a brand new rod. And you're gonna catch them. Ooh, we're kind of cooking right now. Got a little bit of speed going. A lot of this part before it gets good. Okay, well that was kind of screwing the next statement up, but a lot of this before it gets good is typically trash, which is obvious if I say it's before it gets good, but this is typically not as good as it is down there. And I have like less than 2 hours to fish, and this place is huge, so I gotta go. Stop, walk the frog. I might be able to get lucky and bump into one down here. Little guy, probably a little 2-pounder. Okay, so I caught him walking it. Let's take a look at the hooks, see where they are. First fish of the day. I don't know if you can see that, but we got one hook smashed into his jaw right there. One out this side, 2 hooks through the face, 1.5. Goodbye. First fish on the new rod. And time to continue. Disclaimers are supposed to go at the beginning of a video, but disclaimer, I had an energy drink before this and I haven't gotten to fish in a day, so I had to take like a day or 2 off of fishing or something like that. So I am just excited to catch a giant. Let's see if we can solve that. So far, 1 blow up, 1 bass. Terrible ratio. Terrible. I typically like when I get 1 blow up, but catch like 8 bass. Biggity biggity bang, boy. Aw, he's like 4 pounds. Come here, my sir. How was your experience with the BOOYAH frog? Anything you'd like to say, Mr. Bapups? Oh, he said, I'm not going anywhere. 2 blow-ups. Let's look where the second one is. Can we see that, friends? 2 hooks in the face. This isn't just one little post where it happened one time kind of thing. This is defined results. I have no clue if I got this on camera. I'm gonna say he's 3.5, maybe 4. BOOYAH frog, still doing a-okay. Grab the scale out, keep it in my pocket because I'll probably need it. Oh, that was awesome. Okay, camera thing. I'm gonna get used to this hole. I think he's 3 something. He's very fat. there's one thing I like, it's fat fish. Please tell me I'm filming. I'll be very mad if I'm not filming. My bad, guys. What I meant was 4.7. 4 pound 7 ouncer, that's why you bring a scale, otherwise you suck. 4.7. And let's see if on my phone screen we're filming. Do I see a red light? Oh, it looks like there's a red light. Oh, that's May. You see who sent me something? My mama and May. May's the coolest chick around. I mean that. She's a very good friend to me. And I appreciate her deeply. Oh, I'll put this on Insta. Oh, not if I drop him. Okay, so that's 2 fish. Both have come walking the frog. Nothing, you know, out of the ordinary. This place is just really good when the water is kind of clear. Like, oh my gosh, come on, dude. This braid is really pissing me off. So when the water's kind of clear here, and in general, a fish can sense and find that frog very easily, which means he's typically much more accurate. Less misses, he does his job, you do yours, and it's a great day. But the difference is, if it's sunny and he can see everything really well, and there's nothing to encourage him to want to eat it, because he's smart, he can look at it way too long. But if you have the clear water to where the fish can find it, and this nasty weather, it's not very nasty right now, it's just overcast, but you know, a little bit of wind or something to break up the surface and throw them off a little, they get careless. And that's why I love fishing in the rain, because the fish aren't on their game, they're on feed mode, and we stay on our game all the time, don't we? That's what you gotta make sure you're doing. You gotta make sure you're always ready. Here right now, I'm ready for a little 2-pounder to come up and and let's get to work. Oh my gosh, he ate that thing like a 10-pounder. He's only like, I don't know, he's not that big. He's not that big, he's like 4. Like another 4-pounder, except he feels really heavy and is doing big head shakes, but we're just gonna call him 4, so if you land him, he's bigger. We look like we're cool. What are you doing? You are mine, my friend. You are mine. Bad day for you. How was your experience with the frog? Good as well? Good to know. Now this one, Ben had a terrible hook set. Still got a hook in him. In there nice and good. The biggity booyah frog slashing him. I don't know. I don't think he's much bigger. He looks cool though. Scales. That's what scales are for. Scales. Scales, scales, scales. Ever since the video on my John boat where I smashed him and I didn't get it on footage, like I'm talking, I've never had a video that showcased my skills better than that. I mean it. Like it was like I was impressed watching my own footage. Oh. Whoa, dude. Come on, just break 5. What's your deal? Let's reweigh him, see if he'll do it. He went 415. And he bounced on like 5, like 6 times. Like, dude, come on, man. Don't be lame. Okay, that's a fair 415. Wasn't an accident. I got wrecked. I'm a goog. It's okay, 415. Things are going surprisingly well. The frog bite's going on. Let's see if I'm filming. Oh, and another thing I like to do is I like to build the bag and tell the weight on my phone. Yes, I'm filming. I love that. Okay, so I'm still filming. Here we go. 415, number 2, 415, 4.7. Took a 10-foot gator over there. We're gonna continue and we're gonna try and maybe break 20. We're kind of in a good position. We'll see what happens. The viz is actually really prime right now. Oh my gosh. That is a giant gator. Oh, and by the way, it's the first day ever filming with the new camera. This place reminds me of Kentucky Lake, by the way, because Kentucky Lake has all these little pieces of cover that barely stick in the water. And it's not that much water to cover, so it's very easy to fish. This is just like, you keep hitting these until you bump into fish, and there's just certain techniques they like in certain places, and a frog in these conditions here happens to be one of the things they love to eat. This ain't even gonna be healthy. This is when this place can start getting really crazy. Like there was a morning we had here with a culprit and creta frog. It's a soft plastic frog. And since that day, I can never forget how well those fish were going off on those frogs. See, now we broke the reel and she's slinging. They were waking on it for 20 feet, coming up, chasing it down, and just pew. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I ran out of them though. And I'm too lazy to go online and get more. But they were awesome. Those culprit frogs, they had such a loud, it's almost like a whopper plopper, but in a soft plastic frog. So imagine you could throw it on heavy braid, have them hit it, hold it, set the hook, and just crack them. That little 2-3 pounder. Come on, stop playing around. Bounced him. Look at him. Look, he wanted to join the club. Look. Look, 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 look. 2 hooks through the face. See, it's not a one-time thing. 3 out of 4 have had it. Oh. I should weigh him, but he's just like 2 1/4. But then again, I've underestimated all the other fish. See, and if you happen to watch the whole video when whatever clip I decide to make about the differences between the BOOYAHs, the old ones and the new ones. The new ones have a much bigger hook gap, so they hook up a whole lot easier. Less pressure will hook you more fish. If you like throwing 2-pound mono with frogs on a spinning rod, it's your perfect frog. Pretty much, it's the invincible frog. You'll catch and hook every single fish on them. I mean it. You really will. Especially if you do your homework and you know how to frog fish. You're gonna be doing great. But the problem is, they bend out a little easier, especially when you start doing this. I started perfecting this technique with the newer style, getting it really dialed in with the newer style. I did it with the old style, but some of the best days I've had with it so far have been with the newer style, mainly just because it's all I could get or whatever. But you know, you get the memo. So I have to bend the hook in without pliers because I don't bring any. I don't want to get grass and no little weeds. So I'm gonna go find one of these little white pipes. Concrete probably work really well. Please tell me this is a hard object. Might work well. Ooh, ow, don't hurt me. Oh, I bent it too far. What an idiot. What an idiot, dude. What an idiot. Okay. Now hopefully I don't miss a fish on it because of it. But yeah, so like I'm saying, and did say in the videos and whatever, it's not a bad thing that they switched their hooks. It's just there are 2 different models. And if you can find the old ones in a store, buy them, because why not be a part of the world's greatest frog history, you know? Like, why not join in on the club and be able to own some of all the models of the world's greatest frog? This Zoom horny toad for very finesse. Oh, it works. Dang, he's feisty. Oh, flip. Wow, dude, you're hungry. Haha. Chill, man. Okay, well, it just flopped out. But, hey, at least I caught him. I think he might be close to 3. Zeroed out. Dun, 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 dun. Zeroed. Oh, come on, dude. I hate when it does that. It goes up and it goes down. It's gonna go on 3-2, went 3-1. Who cares? It's part of life. It's part of life and what it does to me. 3-1. A little guy. A little guy. Little frog baby. Look at him. He's so cute. They look so small, dude. I'm sure when I go back and I watch this on my my computer and be like, dude, that thing's like 1.25 pounds. Am I filming? I'm still filming. Another one, 3 pounds, 1 ounce. Goodbye. And that's how you make a story. Let's try and do some bass math. All right, so I had a 4.15 or a 4.7. 4 and 4 is 8. And then, so I'd be at, it almost looks like I have a big old wake. So I'd be at 8.15, add 7, which would be +1 to round it to 9. I'd be at 9.6. 9, add 3 is, wow, brain fart, 12. 12, 6, +1, 12, 7. 12 pounds, 7 ounces for 3, and then I had some 2. So we're probably at like, ooh, wow, okay, so 4, we're gonna count those as 2 2s. Yeah, 4 plus, what did I say? 12, 7? 12, 7 at 4 would be at 16, 7, I think. Scratch the whole failing high school thing. I told you I'd pass, just not by much. I'm good at logical stuff, like smart, like how to fish a frog and how to do other smart, logical stuff. But, oh my gosh. You're so beautiful. I love you. You little rat. Come over here. While we slay fish, or try, slay little babies. Also, here we go. How many is this now? Through the face, 2 hooks. Uno, dos. Don't know if you can see that. This isn't some staged stuff for more likes. This is really stuff that happens and works. Oh, I should have weighed him. Man, I'm really bending that hook out. This is not safe. I'm entering rough waters because there's a big fish probably sitting right off that point. They like that point. And I have a bent out frog hook that I'm trying to bend back in on my hand. That's close, close, close. 4.5. It's a steep drop off. I don't know if you can tell. I don't want to look away from my frog, but I'm showing you guys without looking out of the corner of my eye. It's a steep drop like this. So where I'm casting is actually deep, but it's a great spot for like a nice 4, 5, 6 fat bass to patrol. And if you bring this over him, you give him enough time to look at it in this clear water like we were talking about, he can find it, kind of locate it, and then you twitch it a couple times, triggers him, and he shoots up and explodes on it. Sometimes he'll do it in the middle of the pond. Sometimes he'll do it, you know, randomly. Whether you're fishing a lake or something, you could be in 7 foot of water, catch a fish on a frog. You could be in 10, 12, 15, if it's the right scenario, you know? But like this prime shoreline thing, like, watch. When you spit up like that, and then just let them sit. Just not too long. You don't want to let it get stagnant, or like pick up water or something, which I typically don't, but still, like, if he's really beat up, he will. But if you just walk him, now he's only in like 2 or 3 foot. They'll wake on it in that, or they'll just blast it. But in the deeper water, you'll get them to come up and pop it right off the surface. Or those are the cool ones that you get to go airborne, jump to Okeechobee. Oh, that was beautiful. Hopefully my hook don't bend out. Let's see if the gator wants to play. Oh, he turned. He's coming over here, actually. That's not the size you want to play with, dude. Watch him just come flying out of the water and bite my leg. Okay, still going, y'all. Look at this, 1 hook, 2 hook. Through his face. It's not a joke. I'm telling you, these fish, these frogs, that's how you do it. That's a 2-pounder. I had a boil. Little guy. Two in the face. 2 in the face again. All the time. Yeah, I'm big on functionality, smart, efficient. Those are all things that make stuff happen. This wall typically always has them, but they don't like to eat topwater sometimes. I've had him eat whopper poppers in the rain. I hate throwing them. I hate throwing those things. Man, he just popped that right up the wall. Little guy. I was gonna say he probably bent my hook out. A little 2-pounder. Yeah, he bent it out a little. I wasn't very worried about him. I was kind of messing with him, but there goes the frog ratio. On the most important one of the day. You wanna know why? Because I missed him. I just had one hit it, drop it in this braid. Oh my gosh. That's it for here. There's somebody that fished it out. Like I was telling you, man. This gets slashed. That's funny. Could have stood there for 25 minutes till he left. He had no clue.